Hey there, and welcome to the Hedgehog's Dilemma, the channel dedicated to helping you navigate life's trickier problems. In this series, we're breaking down life obstacles, the stumbling blocks that trip us up on our way to getting to where we want to be in our lives, specifically the ones that we create ourselves, usually subconsciously. To start, we're looking at bad habits, or more importantly, how to recognize and break them. So grab a notepad, because you may want to take a few notes. We've all been there. Reaching into the fridge well past the bedtime we promised ourselves we'd stick to, just to sneak one more bite from that leftover holiday cake. Or sitting at our desk absently biting our nails while we struggle to word an email just right. Maybe leaving for an important appointment just when you've left yourself with no time to spare. In other words, the things we constantly do that a few hours or even a few minutes later we ask ourselves, why? Why do I always do that? As I said, we've all been there. You're not alone. Bad habits are usually habits we've had for as long as we can remember, that we learn to live with because we just assumed, well, that's how we would always be. Well, the good news is, just because it's true about us today, doesn't mean it has to be that way tomorrow. So now let's take a look at 4 tried and true methods that can help you break out of those habits that leave you annoyed or late or sleep deprived, or the few pesky pounds that you can't seem to shed. Here's 4 ways to help you toss those habits like an old outfit you wouldn't be caught dead in. For our first method, we'll take a look at the cold turkey approach. The cold turkey approach involves abruptly stopping a bad habit without any gradual reduction. It's a drastic and immediate change in behavior. And did you know the term cold turkey comes from 19th century British literature, where in a story a guest is shocked to be repeatedly served cold turkey every day? Maybe that's before they learn how to make a good sandwich, because that doesn't sound so bad. Anyway, I digress. This method can work for some individuals who thrive on decisive actions. However, it may lead to relapse for others due to the shock of sudden change. Or the gains may be short-lived because you find it hard to implement an alternative or corrective behavior. Going cold turkey can certainly work for some, but it's also the most challenging technique, which is why we rank it number 4. No worries though, there's more than one way to skin a cat, though I'm not sure why you'd want to know any in the first place. For our next tip, let's look at the substitution strategy. It sounds simple, but one way to deal with a bad habit is to replace it with a healthier or more positive behavior. For example, if you're a chronic nail biter, like yours truly, maybe you give a fidget spinner a shot. Or if you're a habitual snacker, replace the sugary snacks around the house with fruit, nuts, and low-sugar cereal. This strategy can prove moderately effective, especially if the substituted behavior provides similar rewards. For instance, try replacing the bad snacks with good, because full is full to your body and it doesn't matter how you get there. Might be worth giving a shot next time you're browsing for a treat at the grocery store. One drawback is that the substitution strategy might not address the root cause of the habit, and finding a suitable substitute can also at times be a challenge. 2 down, 2 to go. And for our next one, let's look at the gradual reduction technique. Another way to kick that habit is to slowly curb the urge over time. This method allows for a more gradual adjustment, making it easier to adapt to change. For example, let's say you're chronically late. How about you set all the clocks and alarms for yourself ahead 45 minutes for about a month? You'll be more than on time, but this is only for a short time, a month at most. Then you bring that down to 30 minutes for a few weeks. Finally, you set it to 15 minutes as you're now acclimating yourself to giving space so as to not be in a rush. Eventually, the clocks and alarms won't matter as you'll have re-engineered your internal clock to accommodate your actual scheduling needs. In other words, you'll be on time. Gradual reduction can be effective for habits that are deeply ingrained. It helps the individual adapt to change without feeling overwhelmed, like cold turkey might make you feel. However, just like most things in life, success depends on consistent commitment to the reduction plan. Again, consistency is the key. For our number 1, behavior analysis and triggers. So, all of those other tips are pretty good, but if you really want to see results, you'll have to be ready to dig deeper. To really gain the strength to chuck those habits in the trash, we need to identify the triggers and cues that lead to the bad habit to begin with. Take some time. This will likely require the help of an expert. Therapy can be a great way to solve the puzzle of why we do things that are ultimately detrimental to our sense of self and hinder us from our goals. A good therapist will help you analyze the environmental, emotional, or situational factors that contribute to your behavior. Understanding the root causes of a habit is essential for long-term change. This method allows individuals to address the underlying issues that drive the habit. However, it does require self-reflection. self-reflection and a willingness to confront potential discomfort. But don't worry, any therapist worth their salt will take things at a pace you're comfortable with. Overall, therapy is going to be your best shot at long-term behavioral change. So that's it in a slightly large nutshell. Remember, the effectiveness of these strategies can vary, and a combination of approaches may be necessary. Additionally, seeking support from friends and family never hurts. Most people are dealing with the same issues in some form or another. While everyone's path might be different, it never hurts to hear how they found their way around an obstacle. Well, that's all. Until next time, if you found this information useful here on the Hedgehog's Dilemma, please like and subscribe so we can provide you with even more in the future. So, take care of each other and yourself.